What up, guys? Kevin here. Now, if you're watching this video or you're subscribed to me, I know you tip. I know you do. I trust you. I believe you. But there's people in this world that don't tip. They feel entitled to a delivery and they refuse to tip. I saw this story. Food went from $12.36 to $47.88 just from the tip. The tip. Hey, ladies. DoorDash customer says she proudly faces driver after refusing to leave tip. Now, to be upfront, I do delivery and I expect a tip. Why do I expect a tip? Because if you're not tipping, I'm not making any money. Now, if you're not tipping, I'm probably not taking your order. But I'm on the app and I see how many offers, so many offers come through without a tip. It's amazing. Now, I can't tell for sure, but when an offer comes in and it's only like $2, that tells me you didn't tip. And maybe 10% of those they would tip after the delivery. Just know when you tip after the delivery, it still comes to us as $2 and we pass on it. But what she said, I can barely afford the food. I can't afford a tip. What are you doing getting delivery? All right, so a DoorDash customer went viral on TikTok. Of course, they always have TikToks. They always have TikTok. How much does TikTok pay? I feel like I get paid pretty good here on YouTube for the minimal amount of effort I put in. Maybe I need to go to TikTok. Why do they all have TikToks? Midari Ikishima uploaded the 9-second video where she recorded herself getting out of bed in a robe and bonnet. She then walked out of her room and stood at her home's front door, presumably waiting for her food to arrive. Me proudly going to get my DoorDash face to face after I typed 0 on the tip, she wrote in the text overlay. Let's watch this. That was it. You know, like doing YouTube and not editing at all, just setting up all that camera work. Hopefully you get paid enough so you can actually start tipping. What you say? Ikishima doubled down on her stance in the accompanying video caption, "With no shame," she wrote. Food went from $12.36 to $47.88 just from the tip. Huh? It what? Tripled, quadrupled? So it quadrupled. That doesn't make sense. I didn't know there's a 400% tip option. Okay, you can edit it. I'm pretty sure you can edit it, right? Guess what? I don't order. I do order off these apps, but I do pickup. But I don't get delivery. You know why? Because it's expensive. It's that easy. I can go pick up my food. The Daily Dot reached out to comment, and let's see, it sparked a debate. Of course it sparked a debate. I'm debating it. So here's what the commenters had to say. I could barely afford the food, one wrote. I can't afford a tip. And these are people that agreed. So these are people that agree. That's what's scary. There used to be shame. If you didn't tip, we shamed you. When I did deliveries, not now, but as a pizza delivery driver, we went to this one person's house. Like he would order like once, twice a week, and he just wouldn't tip. And we confronted him. I don't suggest doing this. Not like crazy or anything. Like my buddy went. And we're just like, hey man, we did it like this. This is how we did it. We took the concern approach. Hey man, we noticed we just delivered to you a lot, but you never tip. You know, can you explain what we can do to earn your tip? And his look and demeanor was just like, I'm not tipping you. I don't want to tip. I don't have to. I'm not going to. And I forgot what he said, but definitely a fireable offense. I'm surprised we didn't get fired, but I'm no longer working there. My brother, a dasher, and he don't even tip. Another, oh man, you're a dasher and you don't tip? Like, you should be kicked off the platform. Like, go away. No, for real, because why am I obligated to tip you when you signed up for this? Oh, you signed up for it. That's my favorite excuse. Well, you signed up for it. You could choose not to do it. Okay, then hopefully no one takes your order. All right, finally, we got some people with some common sense. Others have, however, said that they would feel guilty not tipping their DoorDash drivers. They also pointed out some drivers rely on customer tips to make ends meet. I can never tip. I can never not tip someone for doing a service for me. It just feels wrong, one viewer wrote. Nah, I get scared they will do something to my food if I don't tip, another person said. We'll come back to that. DoorDash base pay is literally $2.25, and the folks be dependent on tips, 6 comment read. Then about the rise of prices and all that. So, yeah, let's start there. It's really expensive. These apps take so much money for you to get food delivered. For you to make an order on DoorDash, Uber Eats, or whatever, there's a huge fee. Like, there's a lot of money you got to spend. And the way they break it down is ridiculous. Oh, delivery fee, a service fee, this fee, taxes, all that. Like, even if you get like the monthly thing, you still pay like an extra fee as well. So I'm not saying I understand why people don't tip because of that. I can understand that they may expect drivers to get a little bit more of that money. Like, oh, it's costing me, Uber's charging me $8 to get this delivered. Well, the driver must get at least 7 for what, like 20 minutes of work. That's good. It's like 21 an hour. No. It's amazing how far they would make us drive for a base $2. Today I received a $2 offer going like, must have been at least 6 miles. $2. I don't know how that even makes sense. That's like the bare minimum. But yeah, so yeah, we rely on tips. You should tip at least $5. $5. And I say that just because $5 along with that $2 base pay, and we're not getting much more after that, like $2.25. Okay, we're walking away with $7. We're walking away with an opportunity to make more than minimum wage, and you got to pay for our car expenses. Like, I got to pay just for my normal life and bills and everything, and then that money for wear and tear has to come from somewhere, and not the 56 cents whatever write off. That's at best that will cancel out the taxes we owe. But yeah, I say $5 is bare minimum. If you're doing like a small, like I'm just getting a Taco Bell quesadilla meal that costs $10. Yeah, 50% tip on that sounds ridiculous, but from a driver standpoint, like, yeah, I get the offer. I got to drive to Taco Bell. It's Taco Bell. They're not going to make the order until I arrive, so I got to wait like 5 to 10 minutes. And it's always longer for the drivers than someone going through the drive-thru or in store. And then I got to drive to your place. And if it's an apartments on average take about 7 minutes from the time I get to the gate or the entrance to the time I leave that place. So I'm lucky if that takes about 20 minutes. What else? Now I get scared that they'll do something to my food. Yo, there is no governing body that a driver has to adhere to. They're an independent contractor. They may do stuff to your food. And if they get caught, guess what? They'll go join the other apps, or they're probably already on the other apps. I will never, ever touch anyone's food. Never have done it. The worst thing I've done is I was interested in this pizza place and I took a peek at what the pizza looked like. But you don't touch other people's food. You just don't do it. You tip and you don't touch people's food. But man, I see these drivers that come in. I see these drivers that have no shame. I see these drivers that get so angry when the food's not ready right away. And they're angry because they're not making money and they haven't learned how to accept offers. And I'm like, yeah, this is a person that's going to take their duck butter. They're going to take their private parts and get all that duck butter, that sweat buildup, and sprinkle some Parmesan on your food. That's what you'll get if you don't tip. But you're not going to know. It might make the food taste better. But yeah, it's shocking that people feel entitled to get a delivery. That's the biggest takeaway here is you are not entitled to get Taco Bell delivered to you. This isn't like a new way of life of, well, I want food, I have to get it delivered. No, you can still go out and get it. You can go through the drive-thru, you can go pick it up. Or if it's something that you just can't afford to tip, maybe you don't get it every day. Maybe you don't order this every day. Now, some may argue like, well, it's better that people order it every day and don't tip than just not order it at all. Well, I'm more for if you're not tipping, don't use these apps, don't use these services. Okay, maybe these apps then go away or they have to cut drivers or drivers are not making any money. But then that money is being used elsewhere because you're going to go pick up your food. And these drivers can then go get a job at a grocery store, at a Taco Bell, at someplace else because that's where the money is going to, directly to them and not the apps. But yeah, tip your drivers, people. Just tip. And I'll probably make another video about tip culture, how everybody wants a tip, but no, delivery drivers deserve tips. You tip them, and then if you have an issue, then you can call Doordash, Uber, and complain. I would say don't take your tip away unless like the driver did something for real. But tip baiting, that's another separate video where they tip ahead and then after it's been delivered, they take their tip back. That's happened to me a few times. Man, if you want to feel like a loser, sit around and wait for a $10 tip to come through after doing a delivery and then see that they took it away. And that message, you're expected to make $10, but the customer lowered their tip and you're only making $2. Man. But yeah, like, why would you go live being a crappy human being? Why would you like show to the world, hey, I don't tip, it's okay. Look at me. Hello world. I don't care. Is it worth the views? Is it worth the what? What are you gonna make? 500,000 views on TikTok? What are you gonna make, like $5? I don't know what that comes out to, money wise, but man, and people see this video, 568,900. How many of those people that did tip, that does tip, go, I don't want to tip anymore? Even just 100. And one of those 100 is probably in my state, and their offer will come my way. But all right, I feel like I'm just starting to go around in circles here. Tip your driver. Tip me. Good drivers or drivers who know how to do it, they know how to work this system. And that system involves not taking your order, lady. But yeah, you know, I have issues that the payments have been going so low for drivers. Like earlier this year, I was doing about $10 per delivery. Now I'm doing about $7 per delivery. Well, that's how much I'm making per delivery. And it's always fun going backwards in life, right? You know, if you complain, just go get yourself a real job. Go do something else. No, I should be able to make money doing this. And now I have to worry about people like her. All right, I got to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. Losing my voice. I'll talk to you later. Later.